Hi everyone, you are welcome to another video session on our channel Silicon Gist. Today it's going to be a continuation of our web development course. We started the course in the last video whereby we gave an overview of what the whole course is going to be and it's going to entail. So today we are going to continue and we are starting with HTML. So we are going to discuss about HTML in today's video, and basically this presentation is going to be divided into three parts. We look at the general overview of what HTML entails, then we are going to look at the course requirement for us going through this HTML together, while the later part of the video is going to whereby we are going to write the HTML code. So without further ado, let's go straight to the lecture. So basically HTML stands for hypertext markup language. So it is the standard markup language for document designed to be displayed in a website, and it describes the structure of a web page. So HTML is consists of series of elements. It's basically based into two. We have the elements, then we have the attributes. So the elements tell the browser how to display the content. So and these elements they label pieces of content, such as it's like telling the browser this is a heading, because the header element is going to tell the browser this is a heading. The paragraph is going to tell the browser this is a paragraph. The link is going to tell the browser this is a link, and so on and so forth. So HTML is close to the Microsoft Word document that we are all familiar with. So it's actually not a programming language, but it has the ability to create, and because it doesn't have the ability to create dynamic functionality. However, it's basically used to organize and format documents, just like our Microsoft Word. So the structure of HTML is very simple. We have the head and we have the body. So the under the head is where we have the title, and basically the head is just telling us about the brief information about what the HTML document is all about. While the body is where everything that's going to be displayed on the web page is going to be inside the body. So this is how the structure looks like. You have this command is for HTML5. We are still coming to that. This HTML, so everything is going to be inside the HTML. You have the opening tag, then we have the closing tag. For every opening tag, you are going to have closing tag, except for few among them. Then we have head. HTML is basically divided into head and body. So this is the opening tag for head. This is the closing tag for head. Then inside the head, you can have it. Then inside the head, you can have a title and some other information about the HTML document, while inside the body is where the web content lives. So that's all about the overview. So we'll now go straight to the second part of today's video, which is going to be about the course requirements. So now the course requirement for this course we are going to use Visual Studio Code, which is the editor that we are going to use. The editor is where you write your code. So now let's go through how we are going to install the Visual Studio Code. It's very simple. You go straight to your Google. You've seen I've opened my Google. I'm using Google Chrome. You can use any browser. It's not compulsory that you have to use Google Chrome. Then just go straight and type VS Code. There are a lot of editors online, but VS Code it's the one we are using for this course. However, you can use other ones. There are other ones like Atom, there are other brackets. Then we also have Sublime Text. All these ones they are very good, and they are very reliable. However, for this course, we are going to stick to one, and then that's going to be VS Code. So now just go straight to Google and type VS Code. I've typed my VS Code, then I click on enter. You can see the first search result. So it's just click on it. That's the official website of Visual Studio Code. It's code.visualstudio.com. I'm going to drop the link under the description of this video, so you don't necessarily need to bother about that. But I'm just trying to show you how you can download it yourself. So you click on this. Once you click on it, for any type of operating system you are using for your, either you are using Mac or you are using Windows or you are using Linux. So anyone you are using, you just click on it. I already have my VS Code installed, so I don't install it. So let me just go straight to VS Code. So you click on, if you have it on your system, you click on it like this. I already have it opened, so I just click, I come here, so then I can now add document. Now let me show you how you can create a folder. So let's start together. I create a new folder. I'm using the Windows system. Then on my PC, let me name the folder HTML. So HTML Silicon Gist. I call it Silicon Gist. So I already have my folder on my desktop. Then I go back to my VS Code. It's on my Visual Studio. You just click on File, add folder to workspace. Then I'm going to check the file. So I already have it here, HTML Silicon Gist. So now on this folder, I can now create files. So because we want to have an HTML, the beauty about HTML is that the convention is that people use index.html. So the file is going to be saved with .html. So that's what we use to save the file. So any HTML document, just save it with .html. So I'm saving this one because the index.html is in the default, or let me say the convention that most people use. So I'll just save it with index.html. You can save it, you can use any name to save it, but I'm just trying to follow the convention. So I click on OK. So if you are using Visual Studio Code has what we call boilerplate. So now let me go back. What we mean by boilerplate, they are just basically what you need to get started with your HTML, because you may not necessarily need to start racking your brain, but I will explain what those things means in the as we move on. So what I will do is that I just click on this, then tab. I click on tab, so it's going to generate the boilerplate for me. So this is the boilerplate for HTML. All of this you don't necessarily that, and that's one of the beauty of using editor, because you can generate the boilerplate for you. So the meta chassis we are using for this document is UTF-8. Then this is the HTTP equivalent. Then we have the name. For now, being a beginner, you don't necessarily need to worry yourself about the meaning of all this. So just come straight to your title. This title is what you want to use to name your document. Let me just call it class 1. Welcome to HTML. So now inside, like I earlier said, under overview, so what you have under head is your description about the HTML document itself, while what is going to be displayed on your screen is going to be under body. So inside body, so the way HTML is structured, like I said, if you remember under overview, we said, let me go back to the slide so that you can see it. Said the element label pieces of content, such as this is a heading. So if you want to have a heading, you just use, so it's just like a command telling the browser that okay, this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is a link. So now for we start with a header. So I click on, so we start with the header, h1. So that's our header. So let's just say class 1. So if you save it, if you want to check it on your browser, there are different ways to do that. You can use live server, but in case if you don't have live server, let me just show you a crude way, which is also, so I'll just go to my desktop where I have it saved. Then I click on HTML Silicon Gist. So once I click on it, you can see the index.html. I just click on index.html. So once I click on index.html, because my default browser is Chrome, so it's going to open it with Chrome. I've already clicked on it, so I don't need to bother myself. So I go straight to my Chrome. I don't have it yet. I think on this system is a bit slow. In case if you're also using a slow system, okay, now. You can see the header now on the screen. So if I want to write a paragraph, I come straight here under H, then I type P. It's like an instruction. You are giving your browser instruction that okay, this one is going to be a paragraph. So you don't necessarily need to have it on different lines. You can have it on a single line. So let's say this is a paragraph. I just say hello world. This is a paragraph. So I click on save. So then I check my browser. So if you are not using live server, you have to reload it yourself. So I click on reload. You can see hello world. This is a paragraph. So you've written your first HTML code. It's very very simple. It's as simple as ABC. So apart from that, in case if you want to have a link, what we call anchor tag in HTML. So just click on this. So where you want your link to route to is href. You can just say www.google.com. While what's going to be inside the link, let's say Google official website, official website. So I click on save. So I come back to my browser, then I reload it. You can see Google official website. So if you click on this, it's going to route you to Google. So currently I'm not connected to the internet, so that's why it's not going. But it's as simple as that. The file could not be accessed. Okay, let me check what's the problem. Okay, you don't need to waste time on that, then let's move on. So if you also want to have another, if you tend to have, let's say you want to have image, you can click on image. It's very simple. Then SRC, that's the meaning source. Where you want to have the image, then the alt, that's the description of the image. Let's just call it I like cats. So let me just look for a picture of cat online. So I click on cat. Let me look for one picture of a cat. I think this one is cute. So let me click on this. So I come here, open image in new tab. So copy link address. So I copy the link address, then I put it here. So then click on S. So I come back, then I reload it again. I don't know the network. The cat should have displayed. I don't know, but let me look for another picture. Another image will serve us better. Okay, copy image address. Okay, I think I chose the wrong. So I click on it. So now you can see. So you now have it. So it's as simple as that. HTML is very simple. So what you need to know now is how to get familiar with all those simple commands for everything you want to write to HTML. So if you want to write, let's have a recap. If you want to write an header, so you use H stand for header. So we have H1 to H6. I want to have them on a single line. So we have H1 to H6. So if I change this H1, let's say to H5, you realize that my header will reduce. This is H1. So if I now reload it, you can see now the header has reduced. So that's the beauty about HTML. It's very simple. You can learn it within few days. So we don't what you only need to know is just to get acquainted with all those simple commands. So if you need to write paragraph, just click on P. And then for one thing about using this editor, which you have adopted for this course, that's a Visual Studio Code. So you need to write a dummy paragraph, just click on lorem. So if you need to have it in 30 words, lorem 30, so that automatically it has generated paragraph for you. So if I reload it here, you can now have it here. So that's dummy text. That's how you can get a dummy text using Visual Studio Code. Then we've talked about the header, the paragraph. The A stands for anchor tag, which is for link. Then IMG, that's then for image. Then there are a lot of them like that. A lot of things you can do with the HTML. If I want to bold the text, so another thing I can always do, let's assume I want to bold this word, just click on B like this. So this B is going to be encapsulated. This word base is going to encapsulate inside the P. So I put it inside. If I click on it, you see the magic. They as simple as that. So you can see, let me show you another one, another beauty, something else you can do with HTML. Then let's have, you want to have it in italics. Then you can, I put this word in italics. If I click on save, then here I'm going to reload it. So the word is already in italics. So today is just like a general overview of HTML. So in the next class, we are going to have a structured syllabus which are going to follow for to the rest of this HTML class. I will promise you that it's going to be interesting and fascinating, and of course it's going to be educating. So try as much as possible to follow us so that you can learn this web development with us. Thank you very much. So see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that we can always come up with better content.